No mai, haere mai, welcome into day 3, Steve. Session number 5 of 10 here at the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships at the Te Mato Amaui Hawke's Bay Regional Aquatic Centre. We had a great final session last night, lots of exciting racing, and we kicked off with the 100-metre backstrokes. Disappointing for Andrew Jeffcoat and a number of other swimmers hunting for that 53.7. But hopefully we'll see some more action in the 200-metre backstroke later in the program. But just having a chat about Helena Gasson's performance there, that was a really solid performance in a minute and a half.
Yeah, and the time she did, it was obviously the next fastest after our New Zealand record, but it would have been 6th at Doha at the World Champs recently, so that's a really top time in the world this year. So yeah, it was a great job, but looking forward to that 200 for her as well.
Absolutely, 50 butterfly. It was Zoe Pedersen, again, broke that 16-year-old age group record twice in the day. So she's showing she's in great form.
Yeah, well, and a good thing, she's also got nags on next week, so let's see if she can go even faster next week and continue that good form on.
That's right. Lewis Clareburt, he won the 200-metre freestyle and one of the fastest times in the decade at a 1:47.18. Just 0.1 of a second off that record held by Matthew Stanley.
Yeah, and talking to Lewis after the race, he said he needed to probably push a bit more on that third 50, so got the 400 later on this morning, so that'll be exciting to see how he goes in that race.
And Finn Russ in the multi-classification, always a character, but also very, very fast in the pool last night, getting that New Zealand record, S19.
Yeah, and there's nothing better than seeing the excitement of winning a national championship, so good on Finn, and another well put together race by him.
Chloe Gladwin, 4th gold for her. She's won everything she's been in so far, also collecting the New Zealand record S19 200 free.
Yeah, and more races to come today, Scotty. So Chloe, she's in top form, so those girls are going to have to really pick it up to try and beat her.
And that very exciting 200-metre freestyle for the woman, with a little bit going on with the touch pads at the end, making it all a bit of a guesswork at the end there. But that team potentially looking like Erica Fairweather, Caitlin Deans, Letitia Lee Transom and Eve Thomas from her performances in Doha.
Yeah, so really strong by those top 3 girls last night. There was obviously some pressure on for that 3rd spot, knowing what time he'd already done before this meet, not doing the 200. So it's exciting for our girls freestyle swimmers at the moment.
Looking ahead to today, 400 freestyle men and women plus the multi-classification. We'll see matchups with Zach Reed and Lewis Clareburt in the 400 freestyle heat. Just one heat today. Eve and Erica across the women's 100 butterfly. Cam Gray back in action, and Hazel. Now Hazel lowering underneath that mark a month ago, but she'll have to do it here today.
Yeah, well, knowing obviously the 100 fly is the event that can give her that Olympic qualification, that's really exciting. She's got speed now, and when she's already done the time this year a couple of weeks ago, so really exciting for her this morning.
We can't touch on all of the swimmers, but big battles across the 200-metre breaststroke, both men and women, and the 50 backstroke with Finn Harlan, Zach Dell, and then in the women's event as well. We'll get underway with session number 5 here at the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Well, welcome back in. Please put your hands together and welcome our technical officials as they make their way onto pool deck. Introducing our starters, referees and technical director for session number 5. Starter for the men's events, Nick Short. For the women's events, Ross Gillespie. Referees for this morning's session for the men, Jackie Forsyth. And for the women's, Leslie Huckins. Your technical director this week is Carlreen Gillespie. Thank you, officials. And we're going to get straight underway now with the first heats of this morning's program. We're straight into it with event 16, the men's 400 metres freestyle.
Lane 1, Dominic Faulkner, Mount Maunganui Swimming. Lane 2, Jack Potier, Coast Swimming. Lane 3, Brendan Visser, Coast Swimming. Lane 4, Zach Reed, Neptune Swim Club. Lane 5, Lewis Clareburt, Club 37. Lane 6, Lan Hamlin O, Coast Swimming Club. Lane 7, William Leroy, Club 37. Lane 8, Curtis Melsop, Ngātai Tuatea Atararika Swimming.
And Lewis Clareburt wasting no time to get a body length clear in the first 75 metres. And someone had told me that he was going to blast it in the heats and the finals, Lewis, and just really give every swim a good hit out. And but as we saw yesterday, Steve, a number of these swimmers that have the ability to take a little bit easier in the heats are doing so, and in this particular case there's 8 swimmers and they'll all make their way through to the final if they don't get unfortunately disqualified or something.
Yeah, 8 through to the final, 8 here in this morning in the heat, so pretty obvious for these boys. So whether they're working on some personal bests, depending on, looks like Lewis here is just putting in a really good effort. As you can see through, he's doing some work in his underwaters, work in his skills, so this will all be linking to what him and his coach Mitch have been talking about all week around continual preparation and learning for themselves towards Paris 24.
Just catching a huge amount of water there, Steve. He looks beautiful in the water. And you might be able to comment on this. You see quite a few of these top swimmers, top freestylers with a kind of a loping type stroke. What's that all about?
Well, everyone's going to have their different style, Scott. So key part is efficiency, looking for easy speed for some of them when they ramp it up, holding their length, especially in that 400. Don't want to get too short on the stroke. So how they utilise there, whether they've got a 6-beat kick, 2-beat kick. Within these guys, amongst this 400 free, we've got Jack and Lan, the young guys from Coast who do a lot of bit of open water as well. So really good mix of different styles and strokes here. But for people at home, you know, watching Lewis and how he swims, nice glide on at the front, really trying to get the most out of it, using the walls still in this 400 free, and he knows that come that 400 IM, he wants to bring it home strong. So this will all be connected to that.
Goes through the 300 metre at 2:55. He's holding 30 lows in the 50s here, Lewis Clareburt. And our visitor, William Leroy, in lane 7, is doing a good job keeping on the pace with Zach Reed there in lane 4. And lane 3, Brendan Visser, the champion across the 800 metres freestyle and junior Pampac qualifier.
Seems like Zach, mostly in his heats at the moment, has been working on that back end of his races through the heats. So good to see him take a little lift into this one here. But he'll be controlling and getting ready for that final tonight. Touching on the pacing, trying to sort of go back to the coach, review what went well, what didn't go well, and then how do we prepare for tonight's final.
Solid heat swim for Lewis Clareburt coming through to win the heat. in a pretty quick time, 3:53.83. Nice strategic swim for Zach Reed, getting himself into lane 5 for this evening's final. And William Leroy does a good time at 4 minutes, which is 8 seconds faster than his entry time.
A few smiles going on in the pool there. These guys knowing they're in there already for tonight, so good to see you have a little hit out from some of them, and they'll go back, recover. We know Lewis has got that 200 breaststroke later on as well.
And there's the official result. All of those swimmers will make their way through to the final this evening. We move now to event 111, the 400 freestyle for men multi-classification.
Lane 2, Luca Willems, Wharanui Swim Club. Lane 3, David Beck, Club 37. Lane 4, Asher Smith Franklin, North Shore Swimming. Lane 5, Jack Bugler, Blenheim Swim Club. Lane 6, Tate Pichon, Club 37. Lane 7, Joseph Blake, Hamilton Aquatics.
Three different classifications in this event, and we will look out for New Zealand records. And Asher Smith Franklin clears 3 body lengths in that first 100. He has the New Zealand record for the S14 class, 4:27.19. Tate Pichon in lane 6, he's in S19. And although Lance Dusto owns the New Zealand record, Tate's been in great form this week, so we could see perhaps a New Zealand record for him. And Joseph Blake, he owns the New Zealand record in the S18 class at 7:13.68.
These young lads have been really consistent through the competition so far. Day 3 already, these guys have put in some Ks this meet already, Scotty, so good to see them in that 800 on the first night, come away with some really solid PBs. Again yesterday in the 200 free, now third day straight into that 400. It's a pretty brutal program.
It's a brutal program, yeah, absolutely. They are often the busiest swimmers at the champs, the multi-classification swimmers. They just seem to enter every event almost available, most of them, which is great.
Asher Smith there coming through the 200 metre mark in 2:15.86. That's looking really solid from him. Nice smooth stroke. Sure, the North Shore coaches with Graham Smith, David Bradley have been really working on this 400, known for a little bit more distance freestyle swimmers at the North Shore at the moment, so that's could be paying dividends for them.
Yeah, I think so, and you do wonder with this busy program of the multi-classification whether they do strategically sort of ease up a little bit in the heats. It seems like Asher Smith Franklin's not quite giving it everything here. He's just cruising through the heat.
It's always the way you want it to look as well though, Scotty, so the likes of Erica and Lewis, it may look like that, you know, when we're watching live and on TV, it looks like they're cruising, but the things they're doing under the water sometimes that we can't see is really powerful. So this is once again a really good performance by these multi-class athletes.
Yep, sign of a great swimmer, one that doesn't look like they're putting in the effort, but moving swiftly through the water. And just under 100 metres to swim for Asher Smith-Franklin this morning.
Jack Bugler in second place here. He's been coming home strong in the back end of his races as well, so he'll be looking to put in a solid performance this morning. And David Beck over in lane 3, he looks to be having a good race as well. Asher Smith-Franklin coming into the wall to finish off this race. 4:37.75, that's a solid heat swim by Asher. Sure, he'll be looking forward to that final tonight to have another crack at his own record. Second place, Jack Bugler, 4:49.84. And third, David Beck, 4:52.76.
Let's see where Tate Pichon ends up. And that is a New Zealand record for Tate Pichon, ladies and gentlemen, in the S19 category, lane 6. And he continues his great form, dropping his PB by 13 seconds there. And let's look out for, we've got 100 metres to swim here for Luca Willems and Joseph Blake. And we're looking at a New Zealand record in the S18 class of 7:13.68. Fantastic swim for Tate there.
That shows his real form. He nailed that 800 on that first night with a 30-second PB or more, Scott. And showing up what work he's been doing at that Club 37 for this 400. So great to break another record in the heats there.
Yeah, something's obviously changed in the training with Tate, and it's certainly working. Luca Willems from Wharanui recently returned from his second Down syndrome World Swimming Champs in Turkey. 3 top 10 finishes for him, and he also represented New Zealand at the Virtus Global Games last year, one of 2 S18 Kiwi swimmers at the event. And Joseph Blake representing also at the Virtus Global Games last year and holds 5 national records swimming for Hamilton. And I think we're going to be outside that New Zealand record of 7:13, but not too far away. And pretty close in the end, very close. You wonder whether they're looking at each other. Look at how close that was. 0.06 of a second. That's what you call fierce competition. Give a round of applause for all of our multi-classification swimmers, ladies and gentlemen. Great job. Just wait for that official result, and they will be back for the final this evening. Asher Smith-Franklin, the fastest of the 6. We move now to event 17, the women's 400-metre freestyle heats. There are 2 heats, and this is heat number 1.
Lane 2, Ava Wilson, Coast Swimming Club. Lane 3, Talitha McEwen, Mount Maunganui Swim Club. Lane 4, Eve Thomas, Coast Swimming Club. Lane 5, Ruby Heath, Neptune Swim Club. Lane 6, Neve Tasika, Ngātai Tuatia Atararika Swimming. Lane 7, Maddie Horton, Jazzy Swim Club. Eve Thomas in lane 4, already qualified in this event for the Paris Olympic Games in August. Looks like she's wanting to put together a really solid heat swim this morning. Taking it out in a 28.38. Great to see our top athletes really pushing these morning heats. Great practice for when we are heading away to our international competitions. Threw in a 31.04 on that second 50, and she's just turned her right down. Ruby Heath in lane 5, open water specialist. Good to see you here. Keep trying to improve these pool swimming times.
So every race here, Steve, for these swimmers that have gained that qualification standard is about just learning, isn't it? It's about taking something out of every race that they can go back to training, work on, so that they're in the very best position come later in the year.
Yeah, when you've already got those qualification standards, that pressure comes off. You can definitely gain a lot more, I'll call it playtime sometimes, Scotty, around how to experiment, try different things in your races. Like Eve said, for that 1500 on the first night, already had qualified in the 4 and 800, so for her it was about having a crack and doing something a little bit different than maybe her normal. So I'm sure she learnt a lot from that 1500 and then where she can go back and improve on. So I'm sure tonight, once again, when Erica and Eve come back together for this 400, there's going to be some different tactics going on, how they can help each other get better as well.
Steve, swimmers talk about race experience and then international race experience. For the viewers at home and here, why is it so important to race regularly versus just doing it all in the training pool?
Personally, that's where you find out the best information provider. Scott, for me, in my sort of experience as a swimmer and a coach, that's where you can learn the most. Yeah, you get it from the training, but when you're in that environment, pressure comes on, a little bit of nerves, that's where you can gain the most learning. Is the training going the right way, not only for the athlete but for the coach? How together as a team can you come back, review what are those little things that we've got to keep working on, what did go well, what didn't go well. Always looking for the improvement, regardless whether you win, lose, whatever. There's always great learning from every race.
Coming into the final 50 here for Eve Thomas. Just an absolute classy performance in that 1500 metre freestyle on day one, which always a confidence booster when you swim well earlier in the championships. It just takes you through for the rest of the events you've got on the program. And she will comfortably win heat number 1 of the 400 freestyle for women. Second to the wall is going to be Ruby Heath, who had a good race in that 200 freestyle in the B final last night, Steve, at that 2:04. Neve Tasika, who will be taking part in that Oceania team later this month, she touches third. And that concludes heat number 1. Next up is heat number 2, final heat of the women's 400 freestyle.
Lane 1, Ariella Riley, Hamilton Aquatics. Lane 2, Sophie Hay, Hamilton Aquatics. Lane 3, Summer Osborne, North Shore Swimming Club. Lane 4, Erica Fairweather, Neptune Swim Club. Lane 5, Caitlin Deans, Neptune Swim Club. Lane 6, Amelia Finer, Neptune Swim Club. Lane 7, Sarah Kate Burkett, Hiratonga Sun Devils.
Now, if the theme continues, Steve, we're going to see Erica really push it. She's pushing it in the heats and finals, getting every opportunity to get right to the top of her game, get near her PBs, break her PBs. And Lars, what's it as a coach? You're a coach and former Olympic swimmer. But as a coach, what are the sorts of things Lars Huma will be looking at, will be considering, will be noting down from a performance like this right now?
Yeah, other than just the splits, Lars will be taking her stroke rating as she goes through, probably twice per 50 of where her rhythm's at, which helps them know what sort of power they're putting into it, sort of looking for that easy speed, also looking for no mistakes, Scotty. So when it comes to Olympic times, practice, practice, practice. When you come to that heat swim and all of a sudden the pressure of what an Olympics feels like and looks like, and you don't know how everyone's going to turn up, you want a no mistake swim on that first one. So I think 400 free first day in the swim program normally for the women. So want to get there and just absolutely make sure you can nail all your processes.
Yeah, interesting insights there. Because you do wonder, I mean, in terms of stroke rate, that's not something everyday people would know about swimming, but so important. And stroke count, I guess, also important too, knowing how much power, how much water is being pulled for each stroke, and ultimately trying to get that as efficient as you possibly can, certainly over the middle to long distances where Erica sits.
I mean, one of the best things about Erica is she's not obviously one of the tallest swimmers out there, but in terms of her length and her stroke, it makes her look a lot longer than she really is. So that's sometimes definitely in more of those distance events what can make swimmers look taller, and know that they're holding water. When it looks that easy, that just means they're as coaches won't say, pulling buckets or anything like those sort of terminology. It's around just holding water, being so efficient, there's just no sort of lapse in her stroke.
Now what you're witnessing here, ladies and gentlemen, is the fastest in the world as of February this year, the world champion, Erica Fairweather, over the 400 metres freestyle. And looking to take that form into the Olympics this year.
That's going to be a really heated battle come that Olympic time. Not only you've got Ariana Titmus, who's the world record holder, Katie Ledecky, we all know her pedigree, potentially Summer McIntosh from Canada, and then Erica. It's going to be a really good battle, and that's just only those 4 females. You add on some other nations turning up, or who does a big improvement in this time, and that race is going to be electric.
It absolutely will. And Erica coming down her final 50 of heat number 2. Caitlin Dean sitting in second. You've got Summer Osborne over there in lane 3, which is interesting to see Summer stepping up to the 400. I not often see Summer in there. She's normally a 100, 200 swimmer. And put your hands together for Erica Fairweather, ladies and gentlemen. 4:03.38, still a world-class time, even that with the heats. Caitlin Deans cruises in a 4:18.69, her best a 4:10.42. Summer Osborne 4:28.06, and Amelia Finer, teammate from Erica and Caitlin, 4:32. Ariella Riley does an improved time there in lane 1, 4:38. And concluding the second heat, Sarah Kate Burkett. We'll move now to the next event on the program, 112, the women's 400 metres freestyle multi-classification.
Lane 2, Melissa Donoghue, Hamilton Aquatics. Lane 3, Ella Bean, Selwyn Swim Club. Lane 4, Chloe Gladwin, Whakatane Swimming Club. Lane 5, Lily Fox Mason, Whanganui Swim Club. Lane 6, Mackenzie Drag, Aquagym Swim Club.
Three respective New Zealand record holders in this event. Chloe Gladwin owns the S19 New Zealand record, Ella Ben the S9, and Melissa Donoghue S18.
Lily Fox Mason having a really strong swim in this 400 metres. Whanganui Swimming Club coach Carl Gordon over there trying to wind her up through this third 100.
And Lily Fox, she's in the S10 category, and the New Zealand record in that held by Dame Sophie Pascoe at 4:49.37.
Heading through this 400 now, Lily Fox-Mason coming up to the 350-metre mark. Looks like she's been pushing it really hard for her personal best this morning. That 50, a 38.45, green light up on the scoreboard. That means that's faster than the last 50 before. So into this last 100 now, she'll be trying to put that little foot down, build the rating, keep the legs pumping.
This is encouraging, Steve, because on the program she was 1 second slower than Chloe Gladwin, and in this case she is probably sitting about 7 or 8 seconds in front. So I think we're going to see a huge PB here.
Looking
from
for that
Lily
sub
Fox.
5 minute mark, I'm sure.
What a swim! Under 5 minutes for Lily Fox-Mason, 4:58 flat.
That's a 6 second PB there.
Oh, and she looks really happy with that one. Well done, and absolutely spent after putting everything into it.
Great to see ticking off those margins from any swimmer, Scott, whether it be the 100 free 1 minute barrier for the first time, 400 free, sub 5 minutes. Obviously, that was a pretty good goal. Good to see the coaches excited on the side of the pool. Really strong performance.
And Lily Fox, in fact, Simon will confirm, but that is underneath the Paralympic qualifying standard for Lily Fox-Mason. Give her a big round of applause. 4:58.86 was the time, and a 4:58.86, she did a 4:58 flat. Great job. Now, she was just outside that butterfly last night, Steve, Lily Fox, and I didn't actually know she was going to be so close in this one. So that's, I mean, her entry time was 5:04. She's dropped 6 seconds to get down underneath that time.
Potentially one she's been targeting in the background as well as her butterfly swim there. So great to see. She really put herself out there on that first 200. And I saw that the coaches were revving up through that third 100, trying to get an attacking swim there through that middle section. So once again, sounds like the plans have all worked out. Great process there by Lily Fox and her coach Carl. So amazing swim this morning.
Here's Mackenzie Drage coming through in lane 6. Her entry time of 7:17.75. She's going to, I think she's going to go under that. Great job, a PB for Mackenzie Drage and Melissa Donoghue. Coming back through, she's battled a few injuries of late. She's coming down to her final 35 metres. Put your hands together for all of our multi-classification swimmers, and we're going to catch a word with Lily Fox-Mason on reaching that qualification standard. Lily, that's a big smile and a huge effort out there in that 400 freestyle. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm super stoked with that swim. Yesterday didn't go to plan, so to come back tonight and do what I needed to, this morning and do what I needed to do was super cool. Yeah.
It must be a bit of a relief to get that. The 100 butterfly last night, not quite there at the mark, and that's been one of your main events, but obviously you've dug deep to get this qualifying mark here. I remember us speaking, you were struggling with a few things in 2023, but obviously the training. Tell us about your preparation here and how you've got to this moment.
Yeah, so after an injury last year, there's been a lot of work going to this year and trying to qualify, so lots of training over the past couple of months, and I was really happy, I'm really happy with where I am, so yeah.
Must have been amazing to look up at that clock and see a 4 in front of your 400 freestyle time.
Yeah, I haven't gone under a 5 in a couple of years, so yeah, it was super exciting, and just to not have anybody really close to me to race is a bit of a struggle, but to be able to do that kind of by myself was pretty cool and shows that there's more in there, I guess.
In terms of looking ahead to this year, what are your hopes and dreams for 2024?
Yeah, so Paris is definitely on the list as a goal, and yeah, just keep enjoying myself and doing what I can.
Big round of applause for Lily Fox-Mason reaching the Paralympic qualifying standard. Move now to the men's 100 metres butterfly, and this is heat 1.
Lane 1, Matthew Hutchings, Wharenui Swim Club. Lane 2, Ollie Lutton, Jazzy Swim Club. Lane 3, Hugo Rattle, Jazzy Swim Club. Lane 4, Ben Littlejohn, St Paul Swimming Club. 5, Joel Crampton, Capital Swim Club. Lane 6, Mitchell Heberley, Swim Zone Racing. Lane 7, Henry Williams, North Shore Swimming.
Well, Steve Ben Littlejohn was third in the 50 metres butterfly behind Cameron Gray and Christopher Ilson. And he is training in Harvard, prestigious university, of course. And he looks solid here. He's got a great lot of power coming through on those arms.
That was a great first 50, 24.5 for Ben there. So it looks like he's getting his hips nice and high still at the end of this 100 fly. And a nice solid touch, 53.05. That's a good heat swim by Ben.
Well, that is 1 second underneath his entry time. So, and one little extra kick, it would have been a 52 late. So very, very competitive time in heat number 1 for Ben Littlejohn.
Yeah, as you can see on the film here, really solid with that hip drive. He'll be wanting to get that touch maybe a little bit better tonight, but he'll be looking for that 52 mark. So, no, great start to his morning.
Let's look at the result. Hugo Rothel was second, 55.69. Lutton was third. Next up, heat number 2.
Lane 1, Zach Baker, Viking Swim Club. Lane 2, Kokoro Frost, Otaki Titan Swimming. Lane 3, Joshua Ames, Capital Swim Club. Lane 4, Christopher Elson, Viking Swim Club. Lane 5, Caleb Carlisle, Napier Aquahawks. 6, Sam Kenny, Coast Swimming Club. 7, Orlando Hardy, Hamilton Aquatics.
Christopher Ilson, second in the 50, leads them through the first 50 here in the 100. Caleb Carlisle right on his shoulder. both in the 25s. Kokoro Frost, the visitor in 2, in the mix there as well.
Yeah, Kokoro will be looking to push his case forward for that Samoa team for Paris 24, so he'll be looking for a solid performance. But we got Chris Elson here, strong into his 50 last
Powerful.
time. The same in this 100.
Let's see where he comes in. A 54.75. Second goes to Carlisle. Joshua Amy's powers back for third to the wall in the second heat.
Lane 1, Curtis Melsop, Ngātai Tuatia Atararika Swimming. 2, Iko Shibuya Club 37. 3, Liam McCowan, Oamaru Swimming Club. 4, Cameron Gray, Coast Swimming Club. 5, McAllister Clark, North Shore Swimming. 6, William Campbell, Wharanui Swim Club. 7, Iyad Masood, United Swim Club. 8, Alicio Aymar, Club 37.
Bit of a soft touch for Gray at the halfway mark, but pretty swiftly down in 24.5 seconds. Now it'll be the telling. How much work, how's the training gone, how can he bring it home? Cameron Gray, the fastest on the program for this event, but this is Liam McCowan in lane 3, which is coming strongly home in the final 25. Cameron Gray, I think he's going to get there for the win of this heat. 54.51. Second will be Liam McCowan. Third, McAllister Clark. And it's shaping up for a great final tonight, Steve.
Yeah, Ben Littlejohn in that first heat really pushed it, and he got that 53.0, so he'll be hungry for a gold medal tonight. So it's going to be a great final between him, Cameron, and Christopher. So solid heat swims this morning. Be looking for better tonight.
Moving now to event 19, the women's 100 metres butterfly. There are 2 heats, and this is heat number 1.
Lane 2, Poppy Henderson, Neptune Swim Club. 3, Eva Allen, Club 37. 4, Esme Patterson, Neptune Swim Club. 5, Milan Glintmeyer, Coast Swim Club. 6, Chloe Peters, Hamilton Aquatics. 7, Isla Marsh, TBSSS, Central City Swimming.
Esme Patterson, the second in the program, second ranked at 1 minute .63. At 22 years of age, she's got 15-year-old Milan Glintmeyer on her outside lane 5, 101, who has holds a number of New Zealand age group records.
Yeah, Milan going to the Junior Worlds last year. And Esme, who went to the short course world champs for the seniors as well. So good little battle happening here this morning in this 100-metre butterfly for females. 101.89 for Milan, 102.53 for Esme. One, Sarah Kate Burkett, Hiratonga. 2, Lucy Abbott, Swim Zone. 3, Paige Kindula Kemp, Pukekohe. 4, Hazel Auerhand, Phoenix. 5, Nikki Venema, Hiratonga. 6, Ruby Matthews, Phoenix. 7, Maddie Horton, Jazzy Swim Club.
Well, this one's a very interesting race to watch this morning. Hazel Auerhand went under the qualifying standard a month ago, but that one doesn't count. This is where it counts at the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships. Goes through in 26.38, a very, very quick first 50 for Hazel Auerhand. Let's try and get another qualification standard. She needs to go under 57.92, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a fourth qualification standard in individual events. Hazel Auerhand with 10 metres to go, looking for 57.9. She does it. She's done a PB and reached that qualification standard. What a swim, a world-class swim for Hazel Auerhand. And she is ecstatic. She's got the family in the crowd. They're on their feet. Great swim for Hazel Auerhand.
That was class. That was class, Scotty. She went out almost just as fast as she did in that 50 fly final last night, so you know she was really gunning for that one. Great job in that second 50 there into the wall. Got that touch perfect for that NZR and Olympic qualifying time. That's some raw emotion there. I love it.
Yeah, all that work paying off, and looking there, it was Nikki Venema who went under the minute. Therefore, second in the heat, and Paige Kindula-Kemp, she touched third. We'll catch a word when she's caught her breath with Hazel Auerhand, our latest swimmer who has reached that Olympic qualifying standard.
Great to see the whole crowd behind her there as well, Scotty. All of the New Zealanders in this Hawke's Bay facility just really backing her in that second 50. Well done, Hazel.
Steve, we knew after that 50 metre butterfly New Zealand record yesterday that she was in form, and she was so determined to do it as quick as she could in this heat, and she's done it to the pleasure of the crowd here and to so many people at home that she's now inspired.
Well done to her coach David Lyles as well. They've been working on it. How good. Really working on that second 50 when I last talked to him a couple of weeks ago, and that's all those processes have paid off, so well done to her coach as well.
Emotional times, Hazel. I'm just going to throw you the mic. Tell us how you're feeling. An absolutely spectacular performance. Again, like you're 50, everything seemed to go right. How are you feeling?
The emotions are everywhere. I really wanted to go out and do it this morning, get that weight off my shoulders. I knew that I'd done it last month, so I knew I had it in me. And honestly, like right before getting on the block, like jelly, but that was so good. And the last 20 to 15 meters hurt like hell. And I'm so tired now, but I'm so happy with that.
That's just raw emotion. It's so good to see, and the amount of work you've put in, it's all come true here today for you. In terms of people here, you've got your family here up in the crowd, you've probably got people watching at home. What do you say to them?
Thanks for all the support. I love you all so much. Mum, Dad, my sisters, I love you guys so much. Thanks for coming. Yeah, this was great.
It's going to be a big year for you, and you must be so stoked to be the fourth person to reach that qualifying standard. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Hazel Auerhahn. What a performance. Welcome back to the program. Oh, what a great performance by Hazel Auerhahn, bringing us a whole lot of joy halfway through this heat session. What a world-class time in that 100 metres butterfly. We move now to event 113, the 50 metres butterfly for men, multi-classification, and there is one heat.
Two, Josh Wilmer. 3, Devin Xavier. 4, Joel Watkins. 5, Finn Russ. 6, David Beck. 7, Luca Willems. Really good battle going on here in this multi-class 50-metre butterfly. Looks like Finn Russ coming through for this finish. And it is Finn Russ, 30.25. Second, David Beck. And third, Joel Watkins.
And not far off that New Zealand record in S19 for Finn Russ there. And here comes Luca Willems in lane 7. He owns the New Zealand record in the S18 class. In fact, no, he doesn't. It's Joseph Blake. And let's look at the time, 53.74. Just outside that NZR, and that was the single heat for 50 fly for men multi-classification. Next up is event number 114, the women's 50 butterfly multi-classification. There is one heat.
Lane 4, Quint Pike, Hamilton Aquatics. Lane 5, Riley Sayer, Matamata Swim Club.
So you're watching Quinn Pike, New Zealand record holder in S19, and the courageous Riley Sayer in lane 5, now swimming in S8.
Nice stroke here from Quinn in this event. Breathing, I think, every third stroke, so a little bit of a plan there, put together with her coach. Into the wall, she does a PB, that's an NZR. Ooh,
just outside.
Great swim though.
And Riley Sayers now creating a whole lot of new PBs. Put your hands together for our 2 in the multi-class 47.30, which is a PB for Riley Sayer.
She looks happy about that one. That's great to keep doing these personal bests on day 3 here of the National Championships.
We'll be back after the short break with the men's 200 metres breaststroke, where it'll be Blair Helms leading Heat 1 and Josh Gilbert leading Heat 2. Welcome back. We're now through to event 20, the men's 200 metre breaststroke. There are 2 heats, and this is heat number 1. In lane 2, Joel Watkins, Pukekohe Swim Club. 3, Harrison Cook, North Shore Swim Club. 4, Blair Helms, North Shore Swimming Club. 5, Lewis Clareburt, Club 37. And 6, Ian Chen, St Paul's. Now we've got 2 S19s, Joel in 2 and Ian in 6, swimming in this able-body event. And not often you see Lewis Clareburt in the individual 200 metre breaststroke, but obviously he's working on that for his 400 individual medley. And this is an area where Lewis Clareburt has really started to show massive improvement. Identified a couple of years ago that the breaststroke was the leg he needed to improve, and boy oh boy, he's certainly done that. Now become a strength of his IM swimming. Now swimming with Club 37, Mitch Nairn and the crew. And he's certainly coming to these champs looking pretty sharp, Steve. Blair Helms alongside him, trailing by a body length and a half from North Shore.
Yeah, I think the plan post Doha, once got those qualification standards, is what level they can put themselves at heading into Paris. Where are those little refinements they need to keep working on? Talking to Lewis around the skills around each individual stroke, you know, got to be really consistent. The guys he's going to be racing in Paris, just some of them come off NCAAs with some really freaky times over there. So Lewis knows how hard he's going to have to work to put himself in a great position in Paris. So it's showing up here at our national champs.
And at final 20 metres for Lewis, still got a beautiful high position in that recovery. And that rating stayed pretty consistent over the 200. He comes in to touch 2:16.11, which is a slender PB perhaps for Lewis, just under his entry time. Blair Helms comes in second, third, Harrison Cook, the two North Shore boys. Ian Chen finishes 2:42, and here comes Joel Watkins with a entry time of 3:07.69. He's just outside of that. That is heat 1.
Lane 2, James Hayden, Club 37. 3, Wilrick Kutsia, Coast Swimming Club. 4, Josh Gilbert, Club 37. 5, Sam Brown, Coast Swimming Club. 6, Caleb Ludlow, Alexandra Swimming Club.
Josh Gilbert obviously won the 100 earlier in the championships, 101.1, or was it 101.2? Just outside of his best over the long course distance. We've got Sam Brown in here. New Zealand record held by Glenn Snyder's 2:10.55 back 12 years ago at the Olympic Games.
Looking to really lengthen out his stroke in the second 50 here. Josh should be tucking that hit in, getting into that glide position nice and strong, trusting his leg power, and then trying to build through this third 50. (103.57) at that 100-metre mark. Nice, strong, powerful lift. Trying to keep those hips high as we go through this second 100. Turning second, Wurakusia in lane 3, and in third, Sam Brown, 108.56.
And similarly to Lewis Clareburt, you've got two IM swimmers there, Wilrick Kutsia and Sam Brown, also trying to just get that real race experience in the breaststroke. Make sure it's a useful part of their IM. Josh Gilbert coming down to finish heat number 2.
Really looking good on this last 50 here, Scotty. He's really pushing it this morning. Great to see another great swim from Josh. Really trying to power with those legs. Trusting that glide position. Nice, strong finish here.
And a 2:13.03, which is an improvement on the entry time for Josh Gilbert. The fastest qualifier this morning, Lewis Clareburt, will be in lane 5 this evening. Second to the wall, Sam Brown. Third, Wilrick Kutsia. And And lane 2 here, this is James Hayden. And that concludes heat number 2. And there's that official result of Heat 2. Next up is Event 21, the women's 200-metre breaststroke. There is one heat. In lane 1, Mila Gwiazinski from Stratford Flyers Swimming Club. 2, Maya Adams, Raumati Swim Club. 3, Melissa Cowan, North Shore Swim Club. 4, Brianna Crawford, Waitakere Swim Club. 5, Zalika Pratt-Smith, Coast Swimming Club. 6, Helena Hutmeyer, Coast. 7, Meg McLaughlin, Kiwi. And lane 8, Jada Hancock from Stratford Flyers. New Zealand record holder Brianna Crawford in lane 4, fresh coming back from the States with a bit of a American accent to go with it as well. She broke the New Zealand record in November over there in America at a 2:29.09. The qualifying time, Steve, 5 seconds faster at 2:23.91. A very competitive qualifying standard, that one.
Yeah, it's great to see Brianna coming back to our nationals here straight from NCAAs. I think in terms of the US system, they're also around those middle of exams as well. So great to see our athletes returning home and trying to push for some PBs and potentially, if she does that, to NZR. So great to have Brianna back in the mix here. Zalika Pratt-Smith in lane 5 coming through for second at the moment, and obviously Melissa Cowan back from the States as well in lane 3.
Yeah, you got former New Zealand champions. Here's Zalika in the short course distance last year in August. Melissa Cowan's won multiple national titles in the past. Brianna Crawford turns for home, doing a 39.05 down that lap.
She can come in around that similar time. That's around that sort of 2:29 mark, so it's around what her plan is through this last 50 this morning, keeping that drive through. Lots of different breaststroke styles that we're seeing and displayed here this morning, a little bit higher maybe for Brianna in terms of how her stroke operates. I mean, she's got a lot of leg power. Really pushing forward for this last 5 metres.
2:30.19, just a second over her own New Zealand national record. Zalika Pratt-Smith touches second, third, Cowan. And they'll comfortably make their way through to the final this evening. Helena Hutmeyer from Coast, 4th. 5th goes to Maya Adams over there from Raumati. And there's that official result. We'll be back after this short break with the men's 50 backstroke. Welcome back to live coverage of the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships, live from Te Mato Amaui, Hawke's Bay Regional Aquatic Centre. Move now to event 22, the men's 50 backstroke heats. There are 3 heats, and heat number 1 is ready to go.
Two, Max Gardner. 3, Samuel Poaching. 4, Finn Harland. 5, Alex Esposito. 6, Liam Rees. 7, Vincent Downs-Honey. Strong showing in the 100 backstroke yesterday from Finn Harland. Looks like he's breaking away. He's really pushing this 50 backstroke this morning. Winding up into his last 5 metres now, looking for that perfect touch.
All just outside his own New Zealand age group record, Steve, of 25.11. But he's on form, we know that. And well out in front. Look at that replay there. More than a body length clear of lane 5. Alex Esposito.
Two, Lucas Percival. 3, Ethan McDonald. 4, Zach Dell. 5, Kiha Desportes. 6, John Quirk. 7, Alicio Aymar.
Well, Zach Dell, the fastest on the program for this event. And on his outside, Kiha Desportes, the visitor. Ethan McDonald on the inside, lane 3, but it'll be Zach Dell all the way. 25.51. Sitting second qualifier for the final at the moment, Zach Dell.
Two, William Leroy. 3, Jasper Cornish. 5, Jack Hendy. 6, Dave again. 7, Callum Lockhart.
Empty lane 4, Jack Hendy, the fastest here in this one. Jasper Cornish challenging in lane 3 at the moment. The 17-year-old from Coast. And it'll be Hendy that gets there first. 26.23 for Jasper Cornish.
That's a PB for him. He'll be happy with that one this morning. Great to see. He'll have his second week next week as well, like some of these age group kids got. So good to see them putting good open performances this week, and hopefully can keep it up for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, for sure. First time the New Zealand champs and the national age groups have been back-to-back with more than 650 swimmers attending this pool next week. And we move now to the next event on the program. It is event 115, men's 50-metre backstroke multi-class.
1, Joseph Blake. 2, Tate Vachon. 3, Finn Russ. 4, Devin Xavier. 5, James Hayden. 6, Guy Harrison. 7, Luca Willems. Pretty even across the field up here with these multi-class athletes. They'll all be pushing for the win this morning. Some great performances last night. Looks like Finn Russ might have a little lead here going into the wall. James Hayden pushing for the first, but it is Finn Russ
gets there, yep. That's a good win for Finn. And Joseph Blake owns the New Zealand record for this S18 52.51. And let's have a look at the times there for that result. 52.51. Tight finish there amongst our S19s. And that is a new Zealand record for Joseph Blake. He's broken his own New Zealand record. Well done to him. 51.58, well done. Move now to event 23, the women's 50-metre backstroke heats. There are 3 heats, and ready to go is heat number 1. And the swim cap's been retrieved from the pool, so we'll resume with the programming soon. Good on you, William. And you've got this first heat here. We've got a range of ages ranging from 15 through to 31, and New Zealand record held by Gabriella Farmsili. She'll be in heat 3.
Two, Breeze from Hiratonga. 3, Laura from Coast. 4, Milan from Coast. 5, Liv from North Shore. 6, Zoe from Coast. 7, Imogen from Otaki Titans.
And a good start here for Laura Quilter. She's got some serious speed over the 50. Quilter, the 31-year-old from Auckland. An entry time of 29.52, and she's going to go 28.64.
Doing it for the 30 pluses here this week. Great to see Laura back in form. She'll be happy with that time.
Well, that time would have put her the second fastest on paper across these heats. Milan Glintmeyer touches second.
Heat 2. One, Emma from Pukekohe. 2, Charlotte from Hiratonga. 3, Pippa from Hamilton. 4, Emma from Hiratonga. 5, Isabel from Club 37. 6, Jessie from Club 37. 7, Harriet from Hiratonga.
Well, Emma had a good swim in that 100-metre backstroke. She's shown some good speed. Her main event, the 200 metres backstroke. Let's see where she finishes in this 50, 28.91 to win Heat 2. Pippa Mihaka touches second, third goes to Isabel Gibson, who got that PB in the start of that relay last night, 102.
Heat 3. One, Kate from Hiratonga. 2, Phoebe from Otaki Titans. 3, Amber from Coast Swimming Club. 4, Gabby from Club 37. 5, Savannah from Coast Swimming Club. 6, Molly from Mount Maunganui. 7, Holly from Greendale.
Your New Zealand record holder in lane 4, the 24-year-old, 28.10. But this is a solid heat swim from Amber George. Amber George from Coast just misses out 20, just 3/102nd in it to win. Gabby Farmasili wins it. George second, third goes to Savannah Eve Martin.
Looks like a little PB there for Amber, first time under that 29-second mark, so that's great to see in this heat swim. Solid finishes from those ladies. That'll be a great final tonight, Scott.
It
all
will
around
be.
that 28, high mark for all those young ladies, so that'll be
the
a great
fastest
one.
qualifier will be Laura Quilter.
Good.
Yeah. We move now to the final race of this morning's heat session event, 116, the 50 backstroke for women multi-classification.
Four, Riley Sayer, Matamata Swim Club. 5, Melissa Donahue, Hamilton Aquatics.
Talk about a busy program, Melissa Donahue. I think we've seen her in every event so far. No need for training this week for her. She's doing probably enough in the warm-down pool and in the competition pool.
Yeah, really great to see them use this great facility here in Hawke's Bay and get all this racing under their belt. Riley Sayer, obviously new learnings for her in terms of her stroke and races over this last period of time. Great to see her still racing.
Yeah, having to adapt to just stroking with the one arm now, the left arm. And not a lot of time to get used to that. Well done to our multi-classification swimmers. Well done to all of our swimmers this morning in the heats, and thanks for coming along to cheer them on here at the Hawke's Bay Regional Aquatic Centre. Please put your hands together and thank our technical officials as they make their way from pool deck. And we'll be making a bit of a wrap after this quick commercial break.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Concluding session number 5, Steve, the 400 freestyle we kicked off with Lewis Clairberg really showing he's pushing every single heat this week.
Yeah, it's great to see Lewis doing some of these different races this week. Really strong performance in that 400 free and then later on in that 200 breaststroke. So, yeah, really good to see.
Yeah, busy program for him. Erica Fairweather in that 400. She will be in lane 4 quite comfortably tonight. The world champion. So it'll be great to see what she can do this evening.
And a really good battle with Eve, I'm sure, tonight, who has pushed that first 100 and then backed off. So a few tactics going on, so should be a great race.
Tate Pichon continues his great form with a New Zealand record and 6 seconds faster than his best. It's wonderful to see that in a vocal support crew for him as well.
Yeah, continuing on, great form. Started with that great 800 on the first evening and see if he can go a little bit faster again tonight.
Lily Fox-Mason was ecstatic with her 400 freestyle going under 5 minutes, 4:58 flat to get that Paralympic qualifying standard.
Yeah, obviously when she went into that 100 fly, didn't quite get the time she wanted. Boom, comes back the next morning and dominates that PB for herself and getting that qualification time.
Across the 100 metres butterfly, Ben Littlejohn looks so comfortable. 53.0, dropped 1 second from his entry time. He looks dangerous, and also Hazel. Well, let's talk about Ben Littlejohn. Your thoughts through to the final tonight?
Well, it's going to be an electric race. Obviously, those guys vying for that national title. I think Ben even looked a bit disappointed not going the 52 mark, so we know he's going to want more from himself, and Cameron's going to want to push him all the way, so that'll be a really great battle.
Hazel Alhand, what a performance, another technically brilliant performance. Our qualifying standard for the Olympic Games, and boy, she was happy and emotional, and so she should be.
Yeah, so she should. First Olympic qualification time, and look what it did to the crowd here. Everyone was backing her. She put together the great race, 26.3, obviously on that way home, which is what her and her coach David have been working on. Boom, gets the perfect touch, NZR qualification standard, and it would have put her about sort of 5th or 6th at the Doha World Champs earlier in the year, so that's looking really good for her. Obviously tonight we want to see more though. We want to keep pushing for those strides when it comes to the Olympic Games. We want to keep looking for those improvements, heat to finals, or in her case at the Olympics, that semi-final, which obviously comes in at those championships.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year for Hazel. 200 breaststroke is going to be the Lewis Josh show tonight, perhaps. A solid swim for Josh Gilbert this morning, 2:13.0. I think that probably a PB for him. So he's in great form, but he'll be wanting to try and continue to own that breaststroke space.
Well, both Josh and Lewis PBs this morning, so I'm sure that'll be a really great battle. They've probably been, Josh in his training environment would have been helping Lewis, keep working on his breaststroke if they ever do sets together. So it'll be good to see that club battle with those Club 37 boys tonight.
Brianna Crawford just off her New Zealand record, and we finished off with the 50-metre backstroke with Joseph Blake. Well done to him, New Zealand record dipping under his existing New Zealand record. So that concludes the heats this morning. We'll be back this evening for our final session here at the Hawke's Bay Regional Aquatic Centre. Thanks for joining us.